Right. A guy with 2 M3s for sale.
2 M3s, yeah.
He's joking.
He wants to sell them today if he can. For 12,000 miles.
You're joking, 12,000 miles?
And he's just had them both serviced at BMW.
Right, we need to get a taxi to get over there.
Bloody lively, man!
Right, so it is the next day now. Me and Jerome went to the customer's house last night, obviously picked up these 2 beautiful M3s. Jerome drove back in the E90 and I drove back in the F80. We didn't film when we was there because the customer didn't want us to film. Respect to the customer, I'm all right with that. But obviously we filmed the intro heading out in the Calvin cab, going to pick the cars up, all right? So today I think the core of the video needs to be about the E90 because I think I have a couple of E90s on my channel, but we ain't had a DCT on my channel and we definitely ain't had a Saloon. I don't think I've ever had a Saloon in stock ever. So it's quite nice, finally got one, and it came in alongside an F80 Saloon with, I suppose, very, very similar spec. And that's a good point because these cars have got massive spec and I have printed off the spec sheets for both cars. And I think we'll save the F80 spec for a future video. Yeah, because I might do a comparison video between the F80 non-competition pack car, because that is obviously not the competition pack, comparing it to my own M3 competition pack car. I might do a follow-up video. Let me know in the comments if you want to see that. And also, if you are new to my channel, hit subscribe, hit the bell icon to get notified when I upload new car videos all the while, and it's all pretty random. I never know what cars I've got coming in. So, do you know what? I'm genuinely like massively excited to have a Saloon E90 on my channel. Like, we've had loads of coupes, and I look at these things online all the time. I think I want to get one of them in my life. I have bought it to just sell it. Like, this is the diary of a car trader. These are just going to be 2 bits of stock ultimately, but I get just as excited about stock as I do anything else. So this car as well, it is absolutely stunning, like 30,000 miles. 30,000 miles, just been serviced by BMW. Then wheels have just been refurbed by BMW, 127 quid a wheel. Is that a lot of money? If you're getting BMW service like that, I think that's all right. It's in Alpine white, lovely colour that. And if you hop on the inside, look at the colour of that. I love that. I love that as a combo. Big contrast there. And yeah, the dual clutch gearbox. What we'll do is we'll have a quick flick through the spec, because this is all very interesting stuff and it's got pretty good spec. And you consider this as a 10-year-old car. So some of the things that this car has got, a lot of cars have got standard nowadays. But dual clutch gearbox, 2,590 quid, right? They also come as a manual. The manuals are actually really good. From a resale point of view, I wouldn't know which one I prefer, but we are going to be going for a drive in this car in a second. I'll show you just how bloody good this gearbox is. I'm genuinely so impressed. It's dual clutch, just like the F80. It's an older version of the gearbox, but it's really good, all right? So we'll go for a drive, talk about that in a sec. EDC, that button next to the gear stick, that is such an important button. Like, I've bought and sold plenty of E90 M3s without that button. They sell all right, but that is a big feature, and that costs 1,295 quid. Also, the wheels were an option, 1,295 quid for them wheels. As standard, they came with 18-inch wheels. Now, you know I love an M3 with 18-inch wheels, but yeah, size matters.
Jesus Christ.
So, moving on from that, the Velo leather extended, if I even pronounced that right, don't know, but it sounds good. 750 quid for that leather. I love the look of that leather, and you know what? Them seats are far more comfortable than the seats that are in the F80. Do you know, as far as spec goes, that's pretty much everything I wanted to talk about. DAB digital radio, again, that was an option. These cars didn't really come with DAB, but yeah, this car has got it. As we run around the back, a lot of you might have already noticed, it's a facelift car. It's got the facelift rear lights. The LCI facelift come in, I think 2010, so that looks a lot better. And just look how bloody clean this car is. The previous owner put a new M3 badge on it. He's had it fully detailed. It's just been ceramic coated. That cost 800 quid. So the car has been absolutely cherished. When we went to the guy's house, the pair of the cars were locked away in garages. They've definitely been very, very well kept. So we'll throw them in there, get them out of my hands, and we'll go out for a little drive in it, all right? I want to talk about two main factors, really. One, the point that it is a saloon. I know I've mentioned that a lot in this video, but I am genuinely like proper excited about the fact that it's a saloon. And secondly, the dual clutch gearbox. This car, bloody lively, man. The gearbox is something that I am really interested in because it's a dual clutch gearbox that's 10 years old. You're going to expect that it's going to be slow and a bit sluggish, a bit boring, a bit soulless, but do you know what? It's the complete opposite. It is so bloody good. And as soon as I got into this car just now, I stuck the M button on the steering wheel. That's a priority, and I ain't got a bloody clue what it's done. It seems to be set up how I like it. And this is a car with bloody stacked amount of character. It's brilliant how they remain or sustain or retain. Retain's a better use of word, I think. All of them little touches throughout the whole M3 range, apart from the E36, because the E36 was a very dull car. But the bonnet bulge, the big wing mirrors, the wide arches, it's all the stuff that I talk about all the bloody time. It's just such a nice looking car. For some strange reason, they didn't seem to sell many Saloon E90 M3s. I don't know why. I don't know if they were only offered for a short period of time, but they are so good looking and they sound amazing. Listen to that engine. Also on the rev counter, as you get near to the rev limiter, which is at about 8,000 RPM, by the way, I think it's a bit further than that, there's the lights on the rev counter to indicate that you're near the end of the rev range, so that's quite cool. Downshifts, look how responsive that gear shift is. Downshifts sound unreal, gives it a little rev match as you drop. Is that an old Porsche 968 in front? It is, check that out. It's been loved by the previous owner and it's ready to sell. Now, the gearbox, the engine, the full bloody package. I actually look at these cars often and I think, could I daily drive one of them myself? And I definitely could. The values of these cars have stayed so strong. I think the fact that they introduced the F80 M3, obviously when they announced the F-Series M3 and M4, it kind of made people think, you know what, them saloons are quite cool. So values, they stay really strong. I think you can pick up early cars for as little as maybe 16 grand at the minute, but then the facelift ones tend to start at about 20 grand. But they are a good daily driver. It's quite comfortable as well. So if I go right up here, indicators on, and I'm driving a BMW, check that out. And if we sort of flick it back off of the M mode now, so we're now in like calm mode, just flick the gear stick over. Now that puts it into a chilled sort of automatic driving mode, right? And even in this mode, if you wanted to daily drive this car, you could happily do it. It's comfortable, it's quiet, the gears shift up into a high gear, it's not too erratic when it changes. It's just a bloody brilliant car. So I want to make it clear that when I do videos on cars, I am not trying to sell cars, right? I have no problem selling cars, but what I absolutely love doing is buying cars. My business is called theCarBuyingShop.com. We are aiming to roll out car buyers throughout the country so you lot can sell your car to the car buying shop wherever you are in the country, all right? So if you want to sell any cars, do get in touch with us. But if you want to buy a car, brilliant. I'm not that bothered about selling cars because, like I say, I have no issues selling cars, especially things like this. I'm going to have no problem selling this or the F80. That's a stunning car, 12,000 miles, massive spec. I'm going to be doing a separate video on that car as well. Hopefully, try and do that today. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, that's a stunning car. Today's video, the core focus, like I say, was, I need to speed up a little bit, the E90 M3, a saloon, 30,000 miles, and yeah, it's a great thing. One thing I didn't say earlier is a couple of spec options. They're about 300 quid each, were DAB radio and parking distance control, like front and rear. They were optional extras back then, and yeah, it's mad. This was obviously spec with them. Also, it's got heated seats, another spec option. So quality car, I'm going to leave it as that. There's a speed camera in front of me, not that it matters because I'm chilling. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you like this video. It's very different. I've been mixing it up a little bit. Me and Adam from CCD Media have been working on a few more exciting projects. So if you're new, definitely hit the subscribe button. And if you're on Instagram, give me a follow on Instagram at Calvin's Car Diary. hit like as well. Make sure you hit that bloody like button. That does me a favour. It's your way of telling YouTube that you thought this video was brilliant, and I'd like to see numbers as well. All right, so job done. See you in my next video. Well, that weren't too difficult. I've managed to sell both of these M3s already. I sold the F80 to my friend and fellow car buying shop buyer Matt, and the E90 went to a customer at Binker. Don't forget, if you want to sell your car, visit my website, thecarbuyingshop.com. In the next episode of Diary of a Car Trader, as you lot already know, I recently sold my F80 M3, but before I sold that car, I managed to do a video comparing my competition pack car to the non-competition pack car.